And just like that, it is Aries season. Welcome, Aries. Thank you so much for clicking here. My fire family, how are you? I hope you're well. Happy solstice, happy Aries season. And we all get to do the reset with you. We also just had a new moon in Pisces, so it literally is a new fresh beginning. However, Saturn is looming, right? Saturn is in your sign, and Saturn's saying, okay, Aries, you've been planning all this stuff, and now what are you going to do with it, right? Saturn is the taskmaster. That Saturn is saying, prove it. What's going to go down now? All those things you've been planning in the background. Show me the money. Let's find out what's going on for you. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. And if you haven't been here before, I hope you'll stay. I hope you'll subscribe. Thank you for your thumbs up. That's the way this tribe grows. And let's find out what's going on for you, Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs, not just Aries Sun. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended and talk about private reads. Tell me about Aries, please. Let's look at some oracles first. We've gotten off for you down right there. Right there, Aries. I think that's, ooh, wow, look at that energy. Somebody is up to something. Somebody is making some sort of big decision here. It says here, not for you and time to go. I feel like something that's been under the surface that you've been sort of sitting on for a while. Maybe you've been thinking about it. Ooh, look at this. Aries, it's time. TikTok to me is the Wheel of Fortune. And we've got whatever you've been sitting on, whatever you have been sitting on that maybe is deeply emotional, maybe something you've been hanging on to. Look, you're going to see what's gold and what's fool's gold. That's what it looks like. What's 24 karat gold and what is the fool's gold, Aries? I think that's what Saturn's asking you. Put your money where your mouth is. You've been threatening to do this, that, and the other thing. So it's time to actually do it. Some of you may think it's time to go. Others of you are realizing this situation is just not for me. Let's find out what else we've got here, and then we'll get to some tarot. Tell me about Aries. Okay, well, it's that one. A karmic message, Aries. Karmic message is coming. It could be from a karmic person. It could be about a karmic situation. It feels like something here that you didn't understand is going to become clear because now the sun is in your sign, right? It's going to become clear. We've got card number 37, just saying, which is a 10, right? And we are at the beginning. You are refreshing us all. It is springtime. We're in the thaw. We're seeing things brighter at the very beginning, and you're giving us some sort of a reset. So I feel like it's for all of us because you're the leader, right? You lead us in. We got fears at the bottom of the deck. So listen, I think it's a fear of change. We've got card number 20, and 20 to me is judgment energy. It's a fear of change, a fear of changing your path. It's a fear of taking the detour. I feel like this has to do with some of that Saturn energy here. Somebody's here has been thinking on this. Look, 45 is a 9. That's hermit energy. Somebody is thinking about making an about face. I think you're turning around or you're taking the detour. I think something that you've been thinking about or been threatening yourself to do, I'm just going to do that thing. I'm going to do that thing. I've decided that's my year too. I've decided that I'm going to start doing things without waiting for other people to want to do them with me. This feels like that, but it feels really big for you, friend. All right, let's take a look at some tarot. Let's find out what's going on with the tarot. For you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Something is not for you. Somebody has literally ended a chapter or will be. Look, these energies linger, right? They're not just in the moment. You're still feeling the energy from the Pisces new moon showing up. You're definitely feeling Saturn. Yep. And you are the person who is the go-getter, right? So with all that Aries energy combined with the Saturn energy, it's time to put your money where your mouth is, friend. Let's find out what else is going on for you. Oh boy. Something here is ending for somebody. Somebody here is walking away from something that they've been contemplating for a long time. We've got Pentacles here. It could be a job. It's something that you have been slowly moving away from. There we go. something you've been slowly moving away from. We've got the Eight of Cups. It feels like you slowly are moving away from this thing, like you become detached. You start to see things clearer because now the sun is in your sign, right? You start to see things clearer. You begin detached. You begin to become detached, and you start saying, no, maybe this isn't for me. It feels like somebody's been thinking about this for a while. Nope is what this little fortune cookie, there's a little tag hanging out of it that says nope. And I feel like some of you are in some sort of a standoff with somebody here. It's your move. I'm going to say right now, it's your move, Aries. You're the one, you got to stop waiting for them. It's time for you to make the move. Time to go tells me you move out of the Eight of Cups, which is detachment of your emotions. This is sort of the place where you're like, I don't care about that anymore. I think you're in your villain era, Aries. I don't really care about that thing anymore. And this is the place where you decide, you know what, maybe I just need to do it by myself. The Five of Pentacles is feeling like I just don't belong in this place anymore, as combined with the time to go card. It feels like you're in a place where you feel like you don't belong anymore. This, you have realized, is a karmic relationship, a karmic love ship, a karmic job. It feels like something that was temporary. Karmic really just means something that comes to teach you a lesson. It was temporarily in your space to teach you a lesson. I feel like you've learned the lesson. And so now card 37 is telling me it's a 10. 10 breaks down to a 1, and 1 is the beginning of something. It's time to go. It's time to release your fears and make a decision. Card 20 is judgment. You're being called to take the detour. One more card. We've got the Ace of Swords. Damn. I'll tell you what. You are bringing all sorts of energy. The talk is what the Ace of Swords is giving me. You are about to have a conversation with a karmic situation. You're about to cut something out. You're getting clarity. Clarity because the sun is in your sign. You've become completely clear that the situation, the person, the relationship, the friendship is karmic. And that all that really means is that this person was here to teach you something, and now time is up. It's not for you, and it's time to go. I'm going to put 2 cards down here so we can see what's happening in the week ahead. So this is, this could be right now, this could be further on into the week for you, but this is what happens after this. Let's talk about that. We've got the Two of Cups. Why is the Two of Cups here? We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Look, boy. I'm going to say for some of you that you have been hanging on possibly to a really deeply emotional situation. And I feel like somebody here has decided that it's time, or the universe is telling you that it's time. And we've got all that glitters. It does feel like, and this might just be for some of you, somebody has realized that they are in a relationship, possibly a love relationship, could be platonic or romantic, that is not the place where they should be. I made the wrong decision. I think Saturn is saying to you, well, now what? Now what do you do? Now that the sun is in your sign, Aries, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you still going to sit there? Or are you going to open a new door here? Because Pentacles are about you. It's about your 3D. It's about your time, your energy, your effort, your wealth, your health. And I feel like there's something new here. It feels like this Two of Cups is telling me that you need something more stable, more grounded, a more grounded friendship. This is simply just the deepening of a bond. I feel like there's somebody out there, or a job, maybe your dream job. It's time for you to take it seriously. Practicality, seriousness. It's time for you to look at it seriously. It's time for you to go. And I think that you've been hanging on to something for a while, but I think that you're slowly coming to terms with the idea that this is not for you. Tell me more about this here. We've got the Five of Swords. We've got the Hierophant, okay? It could be a commitment for some of you. Look, and the commitment could be to a corporation. Look, maybe you've given all of your time, your effort, your energy to a corporation. You know, those people who are like always going to be there, always going to say yes. It could definitely be that, but the Five of Swords is here. I feel like you've been fighting yourself. You've been fighting your mind. I feel like there's something here that you no longer agree with. You now have fundamental differences, or maybe you did going in, but maybe you thought all the red flags were a carnival. I'm just saying that I feel like you made a decision and now you're having buyer's remorse, because it feels like here you're realizing with the sun in your sign that maybe this is not for me. right? Not for you is what this says. So the Four of Swords is here. I feel as though the reason that you're seeing it now and you didn't see it before is because now you're healed, or you're healing, or you're in a different place in your healing, Aries. The Hierophant is telling me that we could be talking about a commitment. You could be married. You could have jumped into the next relationship after the last relationship, or maybe you got divorced and felt like, oh my God, everybody sees that nobody wants me, so you jumped into the next marriage. It could be that. It feels like you've realized that something here is not for you, because you may have fundamental differences with this person. Maybe you didn't get to know them long enough. This could be a job as well. Look, we do have Pentacles here. This could be a job that we're talking about, right? That I don't think that this company I work for has moral values. I don't think there's a moral compass here. And I don't think you saw it until you began to heal. The Hierophant energy is telling me that you are very loyal. You're a loyal person, so you're loyal to the relationship, loyal to the friendship, or loyal to the job, and that's why you haven't moved. But I think that this is your breakaway. It feels like a midweek, possibly. This is your breakaway. It's time for you to finally say enough. The Four of Wands is in the reverse. I can't even, y'all. Four of Wands is in the reverse. Not going to the next level. I'm out of here. We need to sell the house. I don't want to live with you anymore. I want to be in this relationship. I'm no longer happy. We've got the Queen of Cups. The thing is that it's very emotional for you, deeply emotional, because I feel like you, although you have a lot of love and compassion for the person, the situation, the job, or whatever the cause is that you're connected to, I feel like you have to do this for you because you're no longer connected to it. I feel like you went back and forth and back and forth. It feels like you, it really feels like you're wrestling with your moral compass, or this, I'm going to say how you feel about the situation. I think that you entered into something here because it felt like the right thing to do for the other person. So I feel like you are sort of in the wobble, an emotional wobble, I'm going to say, because you know it's time to go. And this person here, they're beginning to disappear. I feel like you're beginning to disappear in the situation you're in. And card 45 is a 9, which is Hermit energy. I feel like you've had a chance to think it over. To me, Virgo energy, you've gone over all the details about you, about the situation. And I think you've come to the revelation or a realization here, probably into the week next week, that something here, you're not happy doing this anymore. I think it's time for you to have the talk with your employer, the talk with a friend, the talk with a lover, or a spouse. You could be in a marriage, something that's a serious commitment. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. We've got the King of Pentacles. I think that we're going to talk about, what do I value? These are my values. This is what I value. And we're probably going to talk about how to split things up. If you've decided, if you've made the decision it's time to go, this could be the talk about the splitting of our assets, or how we're going to do this cleanly. I feel like you probably brought most of the financial stability in the relationship. So now we got to talk about how we rebuild from here. We've got the Three of Pentacles. I think that you want to do this in a way where we're cooperating and collaborating. I don't want this to be an all-out bloodbath. I don't want to leave my job in a blaze of glory. I don't want to be mad at you when I leave the marriage. I don't want to be mad at you when I leave you behind as a friend, because now we have fundamental differences and I don't agree. I'm loyal and you're not loyal to me. So I want to be able to agree to disagree. The King of Pentacles is the one who's very stable and sturdy and loyal, right? That's the one who is going to do everything that is logical. Look, we don't have any feelings here. This is practicality. This is a communication or a conversation that finally brings something to clarity. Ace of Wands, that's your energy. I think it's you. I think it's you that initiates the conversation and says, well, what do we do from here? I'm not really sure what to do from here. I feel like you are clear on what you want to do, but I feel like you're giving it up to this other person or the job or whatever the situation is for you, whatever your lens is today, and saying, Tell me what information you have, because I'm about to begin something new here. I'm about to go out and find somebody I can trust with my secrets. Somebody who is fitting, who's not in the Five of Swords with me. Somebody who's in the Two of Cups with me. I feel like it's time. I'm just going to say this feels like it's already been over, Aries, that you've already made this decision. What the hardest part is to actually have a conversation that is not emotional, but explains to the employer, the person, the friend, whatever it is, that I have value and you're not treating me as though I have value. We will talk about these in the extended. Let's put down 3 more cards here, though, because we'll talk about what the advice might be here, or what might happen from here. We've got the Lovers in reverse. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. Damn. Look, this really does feel like somebody has made their final decision. Yep. I feel like somebody here is going off to pursue something else that is exciting. Something else. It feels like, Aries, I don't think that you're making this decision because I don't think you're quitting this job to go to another. I don't think you're leaving this marriage or leaving this relationship because you've got another on the side. I feel like you're just like, you know what, I'm out and I just need to do shit for myself now. I just need to do it for myself. I need to build it for myself. I'm confident enough. I have enough material wealth. And I feel like this is probably going to be a shock to the person that you're with, or the situation, that you're no longer into this. No, I think you're giving it to them and letting them make the decision. But I think ultimately you're here just to make your point, be clear, tell them that you think that this is over unless they can give you another reason for you to stay. Hang on. Give me one reason to stay here and I'll turn right back around. You want somebody to give you all the reasons why you should stay. Look, I love you so much. Please don't go. We can work this out. You want someone to beg for you to stay. Your employer or the person that is your best friend or whatever it is. I feel like you've been thinking on this for a while and that you've probably been silent while you've been thinking about this. It feels like you're about to make a decision to take a detour, friend, because you're going to answer the call. Card number 20 is judgment for me. And I feel like it's time for you to release your fears. Or maybe you're going to do it even though you're scared and you don't know what's going to happen. I feel like it's time, like TikTok, man, let's go. It's time. And I feel like it's now because this is your season and the sun is here and Saturn is here. And look, Neptune's creeping up on you. I don't know if you know what it means when the sun meets Neptune, but you better go see your nearest astrologer because that's a whole nother thing. Okay, let's talk about this in the extended. If you want to come into the extended, please go to the comment section. Above the comment section, there's one pinned comment. If you click on read more, you will see that there is a link there, and it's a link for the membership area. I'm going to clarify all of this in the membership area, and as I do for all of the signs, you will get at least 4 extendeds for your sign, but you'll also get 4 extendeds for every other sign. So if you want to join us there, I also do readings that are just for the membership area. If you're interested in a private read, please know that I am caught up. So if you are interested in a private read, now is the right time. For pre-recorded readings, I do begin at $25 and go up from there. $25 readings get back to you within about 48 business hours. If you're interested in speaking to me live, or you want to speak to me in chat, or you want to speak to me face-to-face, then please look at my schedule on Hypsee. Hypsee link is in that read more link there. And when you click on the link to Hypsee, all of my pricing, all of my packages is there. You will see my schedule. You do have to schedule an appointment with me to speak with me live. So if you want to do that, you will get 5 to 75% off when you schedule with me, whether you're a returning client or brand new. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go see what we can find out in the extended. I'll be back because I'm always back. And you take care. Happy birthday, friends. Bye-bye.